Those who just tuned in, we're talking about Tomi Lahren, who's basically this. You gotta look her up if you're interested. She's a white girl, about a young white girl, about 24 years old. So she's a kid, really, in my opinion. I mean, I got kids older than her. She's a little white girl who basically runs around saying dumb shit about black people for attention. That's all she is. And America kind of caters to her because we've always catered to the white girl, the white female damsel in distress. And I think that what you're really seeing in terms of people being upset about the way she's interacted with Charlemagne the God and Trevor Noah is that there's the perception that they gave her a pass in the sense of kind of like, oh, she's a cute white girl, so I'm going to treat her politely. And I think if I was a black woman or Latina woman, I'd probably feel a little bit insulted. Like, wait a minute. So this little white girl who probably got about as much education as this plastic water bottle, she's going to get access to your platform. She gets access to the best of you. You got Trevor's ass sending her cupcakes and shit. And yet you've got all these brilliant black people out here that have so much to say they can't really get to the platform. Also, I think that Charlemagne, again, my friend, Charlemagne's my friend. I like Charlemagne, I really do. I always will. I always respect that brother. That ain't never gonna change, But if you disagree, you gotta say you disagree. And I'm gonna tell you, I think that his tweet, he made a tweet where he said something like, it would be dope if more black and Latino people would use social media to build a platform like Tomi. Woo! You can't say that, dog. I mean, come on, brother. What the fuck? You got thousands of black people out here that are doing what Tomi's doing, that are actually using facts, that actually have real knowledge, real education, real information. Tomi just says whatever dumb shit will get attention. That's what she does. She's the cute little. She's even pretty for a white woman. Now, you know me. The sisters are premium in my mind. I can't even really. I don't have much attraction to white females. I just think that they're just not. I think black women are superior in a lot of ways. I really do, in terms of attraction. But even for a white girl, she's a very cute lady. So I really think that the best of their male instincts might be taken over here. It's one thing if you bring her in and you have a hardcore debate and go back and forth real hard with her. It's another thing if you sort of look like you're, sort of dealing with her with kid gloves, defending her, showing her everybody how you're buddies. I mean, maybe you're going to be buddies behind the scenes. That is what it is. It's your business. But publicly, I think that people have to understand that this is not just entertainment for a lot of people. Talking about racism, for example, is not just entertainment. People like Tomi Lahren get black people killed. People like Tomi Lahren are connected to the people that used to lynch and castrate and murder and rape black people. I mean, people like Tomi Lahren are a continuation of the very worst and most vile hatred of whites toward blacks, and white women were typically at the center of that shit. The whole resurrecting Black Wall Street, your whole Black Wall Street, which would probably be worth about $1 trillion by now. The whole $1 trillion in future wealth was destroyed because a white woman went and said, that black man touched me. That's how the whole town got burned down. Little babies got shot. Grown men got locked up. Mamas had to take their kids and leave town. Millionaires died broke because a white woman said, that nigga touched me. So what I think these brothers have to do, and I think that they're smart enough to know how to do this. Both of these guys are smart. I don't know Trevor, but he seems smart. Charlemagne's a smart guy. He really is. He just does his thing, right? He knows how to kind of get under people's skin. But, you got to understand that there's a point to which it's entertainment, but then you got to realize there's a line you can't cross. You got to be real careful with that. Because I'm going to tell you what, I'm not ever going to fucking debate Tomi Lahren over shit. Tomi Lahren, I am above her pay grade. She has not earned the right to sit with me because I had more education by the age of 24 than she will ever have for the rest of her life. I was teaching college when I was her age, and I've taught people as young as her. So I'm not going to engage her just because she's got a big platform. I can't engage her as a serious conservative because she's a goddamn idiot. She's a motherfucking liar. Excuse my French. I'm gonna stop cussing. Sometimes I cuss, and I know people don't like that. But just being dead serious. What is it about this woman? What is it about this woman that earns her the right to have a platform at the size that she has? It's racism. Racism is a popular spectator sport. I mean, people in America, people love a good racist, right? And it's her looks. I mean, like I said, she's even pretty, even for a white woman. I don't think white women are attractive. Honestly, that's not my type. I don't like when you're anorexic skinny. That doesn't appeal to me. And so, but that's what opens the door for her, right? If she were unattractive or if she were black or brown, people would look at her and say, "What in the hell's wrong with you? You sound like a fucking moron." In fact, I think on the show she said something like, "Black men are 18 times more likely to shoot a cop than white people are." And I think she meant to say 18%. So she said 18 times more likely. So she's dumb. I mean, the girl is dumb, but she's not totally dumb. She's smart enough to know how to use what she's got to work it. Just like any other common whore. Excuse my French. I mean, you got media whores out here, and I'm talking about male and female whores. I'm not just talking about this is a sexual thing. I'm talking about anybody out here who knows how to use what they got to get what they want. That's what she's doing. She knows how the guys look at her. She knows how to say things that are going to be incendiary. She's not interested in telling the truth. She's also young, and she's not just ambitious, but it's more than ambition. It's a type of almost like an insatiable craving for fame. Right? It's almost like how you got those people that will go on Instagram and show their ass so that they get more likes and shares and stuff like that. That's kind of what she's doing. She's like, okay, I'm going to say whatever I need to say, do whatever I got to do so that I can get people to like me so I can be famous because that's what I really want to be. And but I don't think that there's anything there. I don't sense any sincerity in the sense that of her, like almost like it's how Ann Coulter, how Ann Coulter was running around saying all this stuff about black people. Yeah, she's trying to go fuck Jimmy Walker, J.J. Evans from Good Times. I mean, like a lot of these people are just entertainers. That's all they really are. And I think that you just got to know the difference. I think that, again, if you want to know my opinion about Charlemagne, I would say be really careful. I think that, if you have a personal relationship with her or friendship with her, some of that doesn't always have to spill out into the public. I don't think the public's always interested or ready for that. Trevor, again, I don't know Trevor, so I can't say one way or the other. As far as Tomi goes, I've been invited on shows hosted by people like her. What's that coon's name on Fox? Jesse Lee Peterson. That dumb motherfucker. He's asked me on his show several times, and I said, dude, why am I going to debate you? You're stupid. I worked hard for my platform. I was in school till I was 30, man. I have read more, taken more courses, studied more topics. I was teaching college from the age of 22 until today. Like, why in the world? What in the world? You really think that we should be really debating because Fox News put you on TV? Like, is that really? Do you think that elevates you somehow? No, it doesn't. Not that I'm better than you. That's not it. I'm not trying to say I'm a better person, but I'm trying to say that you're pandering. You're just saying what white folks want to hear. I'm willing to do some of the dirty work. I'll say things that make my core audience mad. I've had people that say, I used to love you, Dr. Boyce, but since you said this, I hate your guts now. I can't stand you no more. And it's like, well, I mean, that comes with the territory. It's a matter of committing yourself to telling the truth, always taking the issue as seriously as you're supposed to take it. You can't sort of get to the point where you think that the entertainment value of racial conversation supersedes the social value. Now, mind you, if there are spaces where entertaining debates and fights can happen, then cool. Like I'm gonna tell you what would be interesting for me to watch, which would be hilarious, would be Tomi Lahren against Cynthia G. I don't know if y'all know Cynthia G. Cynthia G is the black Tomi Lahren, basically. Cynthia G and Tomi going like this would literally be the funniest fight I've ever seen in my life. But you got to understand that that's not the same as two people sharing a diverse spectrum of ideas on a very serious topic, trying to come to a mutual understanding. There are conservatives I'll debate all day. I'll talk to them all day. There are liberals I'll debate all day. There are white folks I'll debate all day. But somebody like a Tomi Lahren, she's as dumb as it's like a soldier boy. She's just a white female version of like a soldier boy or a rich homie Quan or whatever. And that's what she is. Now, somebody says, you're the dude who shit on Tyler, the Creator, right? I did not shit on Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator, he's still mad at me. But what actually happened was Lil Wayne shit on Tyler, the Creator. Let's be clear about that. Lil Wayne shit on, because he shit on Emmett Till. and you don't shit on Emmett Till. If you're a black man, you do not disrespect Emmett Till. That's not cool. So Lil Wayne disrespected Emmett Till, and we went after his ass. We had to go after Mountain Dew. We got his Mountain Dew deal shut down, and Tyler the Creator was attached onto that. So they ended up dropping him too, because that's what these white folks will do. They don't love your black ass. They'll be like, okay, all niggas out the building now. We're scared, so we're gonna get all niggas out the building now. And Tyler the Creator was one of them. So Tyler was mad at me, like, why you hating on me, man? Why you hating on a young black man trying to get money? Well, nobody hating on you, man. I'm just defending the community. I care about the community more than I care about you. Now somebody says I'm gonna say Cynthia G is a touch more intelligent than Tommy. I would say more than a touch. I think Cynthia. I know Cynthia does research. I know that Cynthia. I've talked to her a few times, and we don't agree on a lot of stuff. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, come on now, Cynthia, really? But she's trying, and she does it because this is what she believes in. Now that's another thing you got to understand. You got people that do things like, for black folks who are in public who are really fighting on racial justice. Most of them do it because they were called to battle. Like, that's really a passion for them. They're feeling like, hey, I need to go out here and go to war for my people. A lot of these white folks, like a Tomi Lahren, she's just trying to go make some money. She's just trying to be famous. She's trying to be like, like these Instagram models or whatever. She's part of that generation. So it is what it is. Now, somebody said, did I have a problem with Tyler's Pacific Mountain Dew ad? Yeah, I did. I didn't even know Tyler made it when I criticized it. It was a horrible ad, and I wish he had mentorship. See, young dudes don't have male mentors the way they should. Like, even Tyler, his father wasn't around, and if his father had been around, I believe his dad would have told him what my dad told me when he saw me getting into dumb shit. My dad said, "You never co-sign on ignorance." You never co-sign on ignorance. And I heard that, and I paid attention to that, and I would have told Tyler, like, you can't do that, man. Like, this ad, I know you're getting your money. I know you're doing your thing, and God bless you for that. But all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. Immortal Technique actually did a really good interview on my YouTube channel. And he was explaining to rappers, like, you can't have a money over everything mentality, because if you believe money is more important than everything, then why don't you just go kill your mama and sell her organs? You can make a lot of money from that. Why don't you go become a hooker? Just go let, if you're a young black man, go let let a man screw you in the ass. They'll pay you good money for that. Well, you don't do that because money is not over everything. Now somebody said, which news channel do I like the most? I think CNN tries to be as fair as they can be, but it's real interesting. Y'all saw where CNN's getting sued by the black employees. So the problem for you as black people is that you're trying to find which white person will help you get away from racism. Which white institution can I align myself with that's going to help me get away from the racism in America? And everywhere you turn, you're going to be surrounded by it. It's like in this hotel room I'm in. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, by the way. It's like, if I say, well, which room should I go into to get away from this hotel? It's not going to work. I got to leave the damn building. I got to get out of the hotel to get away from this hotel. So for black people, in order for you to get away from racism, you got to really get away from a lot of these institutions. You got to learn how to start your own. You got to learn how to build your own. And that was stolen from you during integration. I was talking to a brother today about the days of Malcolm and Elijah Muhammad and everything, and he was giving me kind of like his perspective. He's an insider on it all, and he was kind of giving me his point of view on why Malcolm got killed, which is actually very different from the story that we've heard. But I'm not going to speak on it until I get more information, because I know a lot of guys in the nation. I respect the nation, but I was listening to him talking. We got to talk about integration, and he was making some excellent points about why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not in favor of integration. He said, look, you're integrating into a place where they're going to destroy your values. They're going to take your institutions. They're going to swallow you up. They're going to swallow you up. And that's, if you think about it, what if you had a mom and pop, computer shop, and Apple Computer comes along and says, we want to integrate with you. So Apple wants to integrate with the mom and pop computer shop. Who's going to win? Who's really going to take over that conversation? If you have, I don't know, 2 tons of tomato soup, and they decide to integrate with a tiny bowl of chicken noodle soup, what's that integration going to look like when it's done? The chicken noodle soup's going to be diluted, and the pot's mostly going to taste like tomato soup. So for black people, you got integration. You actually got duped in integration. Your institutions died. You had major corporations. You have several major black insurance companies across the country, all kinds of black companies that died, companies that would have hired you. You up are going to work every day and you hate white people, or you hate the white people that you work with. I'm not saying all white people. I'm talking the white people you work with. Understand that if integration hadn't occurred, or if something different if it had been done in a different way, then you would probably be able to work for black people or be able to at least have a say in your community's destiny. Do this for me. Take a second and please invite your followers or hit the share button. Take 1 second, just 1 second for me real quick, and invite your followers if you're on Instagram, or it's not Instagram, if you're on Periscope, or if you're on Facebook or Twitter, please hit the share button, the follow button. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, please go to drboycewatkins.net. Somebody type that in. That's drboycewatkins.net. Some of you also want to do business and reach out for whatever reason. I'll give you my email address right now. You can write it down. It's boyce@boycewatkins.com. That's boyce@boycewatkins.com. And the last thing I'll tell you is if you're interested in some of our programs, you can go to blackfinancialliteracy.com. That's blackfinancialliteracy.com. We have a lot of things in place. We have whole institutional structures. We have Harvard University in terms of business anyway. We've got a complete Black History School with all kinds of Black educators at the blackhistoryschool.com. We've also got the blackbusinessschool.com, where we can teach you a lot about business, everything you need to be successful in this world. We're really big on building. And the thing that I want you to really kind of say to yourself every day is remind yourself, have conversations with other Black people about the importance of building in this generation. You know, when we go into the world, we really have to think about developing our own. You know, in fact, it's interesting. It makes me think about what Charlemagne was saying about Tomi Lahren, where he said, you know, more Black and brown people should have social media platforms where they do what, what Tomi Lahren does. Okay, thank you, brother. The brother gave me a compliment. I appreciate that, and I see the rest of your comments. You have to forgive me. The reason sometimes it seems like I'm not reading all the comments is because I'm trying to focus on what I want to say. Because literally, if I keep going back to the comments, I totally will lose my train of thought and be and sound stupid and crazy. So you got to forgive me. But I do think that the idea of building your own is important. And the thing about it, again, the reason I can't agree with Charlemagne and the way he made that remark is that there's a lot of Black and brown people trying to build their own platform. They're just trying to do simple things like actually back their statements up with facts. They're trying to do things Tommy's not doing, like be fair or maybe be ethical. They're not able. They don't have the same capital. Because again, racism is well funded in America because America is built on white supremacy. Also, remember that there are just a lot more white folks than there are Black folks in this country. So I know a ton of Black people, a ton. In fact, I know I've been on the Breakfast Club 3 times, and God bless Charlemagne, Angela, and DJ Envy for inviting me. It's always an honor. I really have a lot of respect for that show. But I would literally even give up my spot on the Breakfast Club to somebody who's out here really doing the damn thing. A Black person out here really talking and speaking on issues that matter. You got guys like Yurima Karama, who did over 20-something years in prison, and he went to prison on some bullshit, and when he was 23, 24 years old, and they had him in prison until he was over the age of 40. I would love to see Yurima Karama on the Breakfast Club next to the rappers. He happens to be a hip hop artist, but he's very conscious. Ben Dixon, I love Yvette Carnell. Yvette Carnell would be great on the Breakfast Club. And these are all people I know. These are just 3 out of many. Cynthia G, others that are really using social media to build a platform. They have something to say. Imuna Israel is out there. Jen Nicole is out there. My daughter Patrice does stuff where she talks about, there's just a ton of people doing what Tomi Lahren does. They're just doing it better than Tomi Lahren does it. They're doing it more honestly than Tomi Lahren is doing it. They actually care about the people they represent. Tomi Lahren literally is doing a little bit of what Bill O'Reilly did. Bill O'Reilly, see, the thing is, they know that Black people are very sensitive. And in fact, I was even hesitant about whether or not I even wanted to put her name in the title of my post and even talk about her, because I'm only adding fuel to the fire to some extent by even talking about this young idiot. But it's like, basically that's O'Reilly's formula. How you doing, Jamie? I love you too, sister. They basically are just so concerned about trying to become famous that they literally will just do whatever it takes. They peg Black people because you're so sensitive, because you don't think highly of yourself. So when white folks attack you, you feel the need to fight back, as if their opinion of you matters, and it doesn't matter. They don't care about your opinion of them. You shouldn't care about their opinion of you. Now, somebody said, does it make sense to talk about people like Tomi Lahren or talk to them? Maybe for some people, like for example, if my daughter wanted to go debate her, I'd be like, okay, y'all both a couple kids, go out there and do your thing. I know some young ladies and young men who could have a debate with her, and that's all good. But I'm not going to debate her because she's stupid. And I think that Charlemagne and what's their brothers, Trevor Noah. These guys are well established. They're on major platforms. Now these are not black platforms, but they're doing quite well, and I think they're holding it down in their own way. Trevor does a great job, very sharp guy. She's not on your level. She's not somebody that you have to acknowledge. So I don't even understand why you even bring her in. Just like when Obama, again, that black sensitivity thing, when Obama did that interview with Bill O'Reilly, I was furious. I was absolutely furious. I was like, why the fuck are you acknowledging this piece of shit when he's up here, disparaging black people? I mean, disparaging your community like this. Well, this guy, he can't lick the bottom of your shoes, man. Seriously, this guy has not worked as hard as you. He's not as intelligent as you. He's not as educated as you. He's not as righteous as you're trying to be. Again, I don't even agree with Obama on a lot of stuff. I didn't like the Obama presidency's impact on black people. I really didn't feel like it was very good. But I do like Obama. I think Barack is actually a very intelligent and, capable man. You're the president of the United States, man. The president of the United States. Why are you acknowledging this dude? If he were black and you were white, and I was a black guy talking shit about a white president, and I was on that platform, I don't think the president would acknowledge me. I think the president would be like, that's just another dumb nigga. I ain't paying attention to him. Right? That's what I think the president would do if he were white and I'm black. I wrote a book about George Bush. It was called "What If George Bush Was a Black Man?" Or something. That was a time. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. But anyway, it's called "What If George Bush Were a Black Man?" I don't think George Bush. I would be stunned if George Bush was like, okay, I'm gonna go do an interview with Boyce Watkins because I need to defend myself. It wouldn't make any sense. And what's interesting is that when Obama went and interviewed with O'Reilly, that was a couple years after I had announced that I will never go on Fox News again. I announced that maybe 2008, around the time Obama got elected. I said, I'm never going on Fox anymore because what they're doing, they're lying, and they're lying to get ratings, and they're not trying to do what's right. They're not trying to seek truth. And I'm thinking, so I have the courage, or I have what it takes to ban Fox News, like from my appearance list. I have condemned Fox News. If I'm strong enough to do it, then I'm sure as hell the president of the United States can do it. I mean, not to where you would abolish or just ban them from your appearance list openly, but just tell them, we don't really need to talk to you. We're not going to talk to you. You're not relevant, because what you're doing is wrong. I mean, I just didn't understand it. I said, if I could do it, then why can't the president of the United States do it? So I just will say that, I think Fox News, somebody said Fox News is just another news company. They're not just another news company. They're a propaganda machine that is bent on using the very worst of us, of Americans, the very worst of America as a way to make money. They're literally playing to the base instincts of the same country that declared, not too long ago that were only 3/5 of a human being. That's what they're playing to. They're playing to the racism, just like Hillary Clinton did when she ran against Barack. When she ran against Barack, she started playing to racism because she knew that was a weakness. She knew she could get him with that, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Thank you. Look at Shanita. Shanita, girl, you act like you work for me. I appreciate you because Shanita is always mentioning our URLs and stuff, and I appreciate you so much. If there's anything I can do for you, just let me know, sister, because I see you in there, and I want to acknowledge you. She's mentioned the Black Wealth Calendar that we have. We actually have a calendar for those who want to teach wealth to their family. It's over the holidays. It's a great gift. It's a calendar we invented just for black people. If you're white, you can have one, but it ain't going to help you much because it's for black people. But if you love black people the way black people love white folks, because we got a whole lot of black people that love white folks, we'll put white people on our refrigerator in a minute. So why can't y'all put black people on your refrigerator? So even if you're white, even if you're a troll, you can feel free to check out the Black Wealth Calendar because actually the economic tips are universal. Every month has a wealth building theme, from home ownership to equity investing to real estate, to all of that, to saving and budgeting, all that stuff. And basically each month also comes with wealth building tips that you can read every day on your way to work, on your way out the door. So the reason I created the calendar is because I wanted to have things that become part of your culture, part of your family's cultural DNA that will sort of seep into your subconscious. So this sort of becomes a very natural way of living life and doing things. In fact, so if you're interested, by the way, let me give you the URL. The URL is theblackwealthcalendar.com. That's theblackwealthcalendar.com. And it actually comes comes with a course called My Black Wealth Year, where we're actually for a year, we're going to have a course where we're going to cover each topic on the calendar. And so Lene Javette is the main teacher, but I'm going to participate once every couple of weeks. I'll come in, and then some other experts will come in. And so, for example, in Savings Month, we're going to talk about how to save. And Investing Month, we're going to talk about investing. In Real Estate Month, we'll talk about real estate, etc. Somebody said, do you sell internationally? Yes. So you can go to theblackwealthcalendar.com if you want the calendar. Now, if you want the calendar for free, and you can just do that by taking the class. So the first month of the class is free. You can go to myblackwealthyear.com. That's myblackwealthyear.com. Use the discount code FREEMONTH to get your first month free. So myblackwealthyear.com, get your calendar free. Or you can, if you just want the calendar, you can go to the blackwealthcalendar.com. And also, they're just great Christmas gifts. Another thing that we have created in order to make it easier to learn about wealth building concepts are these financial flashcards. Now, we made the cards originally for children as part of our Black Millionaires of Tomorrow program. We have over 3,000 Black children that we're educating on wealth, because we're really building for the next generation. Just the same way you plant trees now so you can have trees in 30 years, we're planting children now in terms of planting knowledge with those children, such that in 20 years, they're going to be ahead of the curve, ahead of the game. So literally these cards, I was thinking about it, I said, flashcards are a great way to teach a topic, right? Because you're just getting drilled on it. So for example, with this is investment, and explains investment club. This explains what an investment club is on the back, or cash. What is cash? A kid doesn't know what cash is, but this is another, liquidity, and the definitions on the back. A lot of adults don't know what liquidity is. What is the stock market? What is a bear market? What does it mean to get a loan? So all the images are of Black people, and it's really effective. And I thought it was just for kids, but then I started getting a lot of adults that were buying flashcards for themselves and buying flashcards for their family for Christmas. So if you're an adult and you don't know these concepts, then I think it's a great tool for learning the very basics, so that when I announce my stock market class on how to invest in the stock market, you'll already be familiar with a lot of the basic terminology, so we can get in there and get it in and get it done. In fact, today I was messing around with this Acorn app. It's called Acorns, and it basically allows you to invest like your spare change. When you make credit card transactions, if you spend $97.18, it'll let you put the extra 82 cents into the stock market. And the app is fun. It's fun as shit. It's so much fun. And I was messing around with it, and it's just like you're going through all your transactions, and you're like, invest. And literally in the past 2 or 3 days, I was putting like hundreds of dollars in the stock market just from like spare change, so adding to my portfolio. And I was like, this is fun. So each day what happens is, and this is where your subconscious comes into play. This is what I want you to do. Oh, somebody said I watched 300 after your reference. Yeah, that was a dope ass movie, wasn't it? Love that movie. So wow. And my sister Mimi says, I invested in the stock market thanks to Boyce. Mimi Haley, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for those kind words. It's nice to know. I had a thought about something, so I had to write this down. It's nice to know when I say something and it changes behavior, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not really trying to just talk. I actually want to see people's behavior change. So don't just get inspired. Have action. What is your action step? What is your action item? When I was with my family this week and we were having our family business meeting, because we into building empires, kings and queens, next generation, we're trying to take it over. We're sitting there talking, and I said, okay, so in every family business meeting, the way we're doing this is we're going to talk about what we did, where we are, where we're going, our big win, so we can applaud each other and give each other encouragement. What's our big challenge? Like, what's the next thing on our list that we're trying to do that others can help us figure out? And then also, what is our action item? So the action items are documented by the secretary. And at the next meeting, we're going to ask you about those action items to see if you've made that step that you need to make in order to move forward. That's how you build empires. I'm telling you, baby, you got to build those empires. You got to go for it. You got to build. You got to plant seeds. You got to try. You can't sit here and be still. Just move forward. Any little thing you can do. Never be complacent. And I'm sorry I sound repetitive a little bit, but I'm starting to really feel it in my spirit, because it's something that I just really feel is so important for us to understand. We need encouragement. We need to encourage each other, but we also need to demand that everybody, I don't care what you got, I don't care if you got 2 nickels in your pocket, you take one of those nickels and you invest it in something that's going to create a better life for you. Or you get together with other people. When you get together with other Black people and you start exchanging ideas and getting each other pumped up and talking about what you're going to do and build, it's amazing. It's the most beautiful thing. You come up with the best business ideas, because what happens is when you bring people together, you're creating a fertile environment. When when you have a fertile environment, things are born, right? Just like a woman that's fertile and a man that's fertile, what happens? They have a baby, right? And the energy's strong. They're attracted to each other, and they think it's just about sex, but it ain't. It's deeper than that. It ain't just about you getting your rocks off or you getting an orgasm. It's literally the universe and Mother Nature and all the atoms and molecules feeling each other and coming together in a way where your spirits combine and emerge, and it's an explosive experience, and something is born that didn't exist before. So I want to encourage you to get together and be fertile with your community. Get together with other black people. Let's make the soil fertile for the best ideas, for building things, for trying things, trial and error. A lot of y'all are going to start stuff and it ain't going to work out, at least not right away. A lot of y'all are going to, do things that aren't going to become what you expect it to be. But if all of us are trying to do something, some of us are going to be very, 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 very successful. At least 1 out of every 1,000 of us, for example, might become the next Bill Gates or the next Mark Zuckerberg or the next Warren Buffett, right? And that's what changes a community. That's what transforms things. So ultimately, with culture, I believe that you got to have something that you're doing every day that's putting you in the groove of who you want to be. You are excellent. You are extraordinary. You are outstanding. You are a leader. You are great. Fuck the Tomi Lahrens of the world. Tomi Lahrens only peg at you when you have low self-esteem. They can only get you when you are insecure. That's what they tap into. They tap into black insecurity. Like we look at white folks like, what you say about me? That ain't right. I'm gonna fuck you up, man. That's what we do. We get really mad. And here's the thing. Think about it like this. Here's the thing. Now I'm not putting myself out there as a model of everything I say. I'm a work in progress. God ain't through with me yet. I still got areas that I need to get better at. Absolutely. But I'm 45, which means I'm better at this than I was when I was 35 and when I was 25. So here's the thing. A lot of y'all talk about the trolls that come in. Every time I go on Periscope, people are like, man, the trolls are out of control. And people ask me, like, what do you do about the people that say things about you on Facebook and nasty stuff or whatever? And I'm like, what did they say? Like, I didn't even notice. I don't even care. And they'll tell me what somebody said, and I'll just laugh. I'll laugh. Like, I'll be like, oh, wow, that's really funny. Like, man, damn, wow, I can't believe he said that. And the reason I do that is because it just doesn't matter. It's a matter of knowing what matters and what doesn't matter. Racist white people don't bother me that much unless they pay my bills. Now, if I was eating off of them and living off of them, then yeah, I'd be upset. They'd make my stomach turn. I'd come home with a ball of stress, ready to punch somebody out. But people like Tomi Lahren or whatever, they don't pay my bills, so they don't matter. So somebody says this guy on crank, he talks a mile a minute. Well, I did drink some coffee, and the lady downstairs said that it had extra espresso in it, so maybe that's what it is. But I didn't actually drink that much of it. I actually drank. Let me see. Oh, shit. I wish I could show y'all. Oh, shit. If I tip it, it would literally spill. That's how little coffee I drank. And then I just spilled some. But literally, it's like I've only drank a little bit of it. So maybe like a little sip is enough to throw me over the top. But I drink coffee every day, but I don't mess with alcohol or drugs. In fact, I encourage you, and I want you to repeat this to every black person you know, especially young. Stay away from alcohol and drugs. As Malcolm X used to say, he said the white man will sell you the liquor bottle and then he'll lock you up for being drunk. Alcohol and drugs is used to basically if you want to exploit somebody, what you do is you give them alcohol and drugs to keep them distracted. And a drug isn't just, like crack or heroin or PCP. A drug is anything that disrupts your brain chemistry to distract you enough to allow somebody else to exploit and take advantage of you. So sometimes love is a drug. Love, if you read the biology of love, I read a book called Love Slaves because I was trying to understand love because I didn't understand my feelings. I had this girl that I was in love with and she broke my heart, and I just said, why am I running around here feeling like a crackhead? So I like to know the source, what's going on here. And I was reading this book and it explained the chemistry in your brain that sort of reshapes itself when you fall in love. And I said, holy shit, love is like the most powerful force in the universe. You can't outsmart love. I don't try to outsmart love and lust. I try to make sure I manage it and protect myself, shield myself from things that are going to over tempt me. Because you're dealing with 10 million years of evolution that are coming at you. Somebody said sugar, fluoride, and MSG are drugs. Absolutely. Oh, sugar. Oh my God. Have you seen the documentary Sugar Coated on Netflix? Watch that documentary. That will freak you out because somebody said Dr. Boyce was sprung. Yeah, I was. Yeah, you know how it is. You get sprung, and sometimes you spring somebody else, right? But anyway, I'm gonna quit talking. So let me just say this in conclusion about what we were talking about earlier with Tomi Lahren and all that. I will say that With all due respect to everybody involved with it, I would say that these brothers probably should reconsider before they engage with someone like that, and just sort of think about what her objective was. Her objective was to kind of use them to get access to a bigger platform. I don't think that there's anything about her. I read her bio. I looked her up. I was trying to see if there's anything about her that makes her even worth listening to. And there really isn't. She's just a dumb young person with an opinion, and everybody got an opinion. It's just she happens to be able to state her opinions in a way that's pretty vile enough to really piss you off if you're sensitive. I can't really watch her stuff and take it seriously because I'm like, okay, this is a dumb young white woman, like a white bigot, sitting on TV talking shit with no facts to really back up what she's saying. So why do I care? Why do I care? Even Klansmen don't offend me unless you're out killing people. If you're out killing people, then obviously that's a problem. But if you're just some dumb white trash idiot who's saying stuff about black people, I mean, join the club. I've concluded that every ethnic group kind of dislikes every other ethnic group. That's just a fundamental fact. You get around Asians, they don't like black people. They don't really like white people that much. They don't like Hispanic people. Latino people, as a collective, a lot of Latino people hate black people, hate them. I got Latino friends who are like, yeah, they hate black people. My family members hate black people. So which is funny because it actually made me think about something Dr. Claude Anderson said. It was in the book Powernomics. Let me show you all the book because I want y'all to see this book because I just grabbed another copy of it today. Okay, so here's Powernomics. And Powernomics is the National Plan to Empower Black America by Dr. Claude Anderson. And he actually talks about immigration and how you get fooled as black people by immigration because a lot of these immigrants don't like your ass. They think you're stupid. They think you're insane because you will support their issues before you support your own. I cannot find the page where he talks about immigration. I guess I lost it. I thought I had the page like marked. But literally, he says that your leaders, your black leaders, sold you out when they stopped talking about progress for black people and started supporting an open pro-immigration policy. When they started just saying, let's just let the borders down and let everybody in, and let's put everybody in the same boat. Oh, they screwed you. They screwed you because they got you fighting to let in like the Latino community and let them come in and take up all the jobs and everything else. But the Latino community ain't fighting for you. They ain't doing nothing for you. They're fighting for themselves. And so literally, if you look at the history of American immigration policy, you will see that there has always been a plan to make sure that black people were a small percentage of the population. Back in the day, you go back 100 years when they had rankings of how many people they would let in from every country. It was like England had an unlimited number of people they would let into the country. And then they would have other places, Ireland and other places where they would let a few in, but not a total. Italy, a few. Africa, for the longest time, when it came to Africa, the number was zero. They were like zero. We don't want no Africans in this country. None. So they're letting everybody else in, but they're not letting black people in. And what's crazy is that even people that they bring from Africa don't like African Americans. It's almost like people have just really put a lot of energy into sort of making the hatred of black people just sort of a standard and common practice. You have been forsaken by everyone. Everyone. Even your allies have forsaken you and don't respect you and don't like you and don't care about you and won't fight for you. Even your allies won't. So if you don't stick together, you have nothing. You have nothing. If you abandon yourself, then you will have nothing. So, I don't know. Somebody says Dr. Anderson selling a bundle 4-pack for only set. Wow, that's a great deal. Yeah, I think you should go. I think his site might be powernomics.com. Also, if you want to check out some of the books that I recommend that you read, Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth. There's a few others. Go to the drboycelibrary.com. That's the drboycelibrary.com. That's where I have like a bunch of books that I recommend that people read. I just added another. Oh, I know what it was. I added How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I think black people should read that because I've heard so many great things about the book. I'm going to read it myself actually because I want to upgrade my eating habits, and so I added that book to the library of things that we're going to study together. So be great, don't be scared, stand up, be strong, And when it comes to people like Tomi Lahren, I really believe that when you are confident and comfortable with who you are, and you feel successful with, in terms of where you are in life, people like Tomi Lahren don't really bother you that much. Like there's really, I mean, I only speak the truth about what I think about a Tomi Lahren. Tomi Lahren, in case you don't know, she's the 24-year-old blonde-haired idiot who runs around saying racist stuff to get attention. When you really are confident in who you are, the only reason I brought her up is because other people were talking about it and asking me about it. She didn't really bother me. I mean, when I saw her, I think I saw part of something she said about Beyonce's Black Power salute during the Super Bowl. And I said, I see what she's doing. Okay, she's a, young, white trash idiot who's trying to get attention by attacking black people. I bet it's going to work too, because it looks like a nice platform. She has a nice, a nice interface, like a really nice studio. So people probably pay attention to that. And then, that's what happens. So anyway, all right. So somebody says, stop chasing Tomi Lahren, White Rabbit, Boyce. Not sure what that means exactly. I'm not sure. You have to explain that to me, brother. What you saying with that? But anyway, all right. So I'm about to get out of here. Don't forget, go to blackfinancialliteracy.com to learn about some of our programs. That's blackfinancialliteracy.com. If you want to get a calendar, go to theblackwealthcalendar.com, theblackwealthcalendar.com. And if you like these flashcards for children, we don't have that many left, but they're great Christmas gifts. You can go to financialflashcards.com. That's financialflashcards.com. Use the discount code POWER to get 25% off everything you buy in the store. So the discount code is POWER. All right, I'm out of here. Love you guys. Have a great day. Peace.